this looks like as good a spot as any to keep us out of the wind. It's actually a pretty breezy day, but we've come to test the Vargo stainless steel stove. It's a little tiny wood stove that compacts into the size of a napkin. It's pretty convenient to have. I've never used one before, so sit back, relax, have a cup of coffee, enjoy the show. We're going to test it out. The design is very compact and folds flat, requiring very little pack space. The hinge panels fall into place and snap together for a very easy setup. The stainless steel version of the stove weighs 7.4 ounces or 210 grams. The base diameter is 5 inches, top diameter is 3 inches, and height is 4 inches. The door is also hinged and can act as a damper to control airflow into the stove. We've had a rainy weekend, so along with the grass I collected, I wanted to find some dry wood. I had found a tree that had previously been cut and decided to use that as firewood. Not only did I have to deal with cold and damp conditions, but the wind gusts were up to 30 miles per hour. I was concerned that I would have issues lighting the stove, so I took my time and prepared some small sticks to burn inside the stove. Now that the wood prep was complete, I gathered a handful of pencil-sized twigs and some of the dried grass and broke it up for easier lighting. After stuffing the grass into the Vargo stove, I noticed that the grass felt a little bit damp, so to help it along, I used a piece of dryer lint. Within seconds of lighting it, the grass went up into flames. Now it's a game of feed the fire to give it enough fuel to sustain. After only a few minutes, the grass had burned down, the twigs were lit, and the fire was sustaining itself. It's time to boil some water. I stuffed as many small pieces of wood into the stove as I could and closed the damper as I wanted a longer burn time to boil water. The stove can hold up to a 1.5 liter pot. This kettle only has 1 cup of water, and that's usually what I boil, so I wanted to see how long it would take. I had left the stove to do its thing while I prepared some Lipton soup, and within about 5 minutes, I had boiling water. I got to thinking, and although not the focus of this review, I wanted to explore some other methods of boiling water using this stove, in case of extreme damp conditions, or perhaps a late arrival to camp and no time to gather fuel. I found that the Vargo stove can be a great complement to an alcohol burner. It acts as both a windscreen and a pot holder, and I was able to quickly boil water. I also wanted to try solid fuel. I had thought that the stove was a little bit deep for the Esbit cube, so I perched it up on a rock and was easily able to boil water that way. Now, another thing the stove can be used for is grilling. I'm not sure if Vargo had intended this or not, but by turning the stove upside down, it's barbecue time. Once again, prepare your fire sticks and twigs. For this test, I used a fire starter as well as 2 pieces of charcoal. Don't forget to clean off any residue from the stove, and then let's get this process started. Because we're going to be grilling, I wanted to give the wood some time to burn down into coals for better cooking. The night before, I had prepared a homemade hamburger by mixing some ground chuck, onions, and hot peppers. This was a thick 1/4 pound burger. Now, it's not perfect. The stove has some hot spots, so make sure you keep an eye on it and flip as needed. Guys, I'm calling that hamburger done. Been cooking for about 20 minutes. Still got lots of flame left, but I'm going to take it off here. Look at that. Okay, I'm kind of excited to try this out. I'm actually really hungry.
Got my bun. On there. And gotta have my ketchup on my hamburger. Brought just enough of that. Look at that, guys. I almost forgot my soup. It's been sitting in this thermos here while I was cooking that hamburger. That's good. Okay, I can't wait for this. I am starving. Oh. Oh yeah. A little bit of a smoky flavor, which I expected, but so good. Still nice and juicy inside. Wow. This is for trail food. Hey, I can handle this.
To summarize, the Vargo is a compact wood stove that folds flat, so it requires little pack space. It efficiently boils water with a minimal amount of wood, and if no wood is available, can even be used with alcohol stoves and can be rigged for use with solid fuel and even charcoal. Turn the stove upside down and you are now able to grill steaks, hamburger, or anything else on the trail. Its small form factor and big versatility give this a big thumbs up in our opinion, and we'll keep it around for future trips.
Well, we've come to the end of another video. I hope you enjoyed my review of the Vargo stainless steel stove. Certainly had fun making it for you. Please like, comment, and subscribe by clicking here.